Hey everybody, and welcome back to Hardcore Heroes. We were just discussing languages. Keep going.
Yeah. We were talking about languages. Sean just asked his question, but
Mhm.
I have 14 and I get 4 extra languages. Obviously, I have Gnomish as my native tongue, and I'll take Common. But what other languages could I have feasibly learned as one of the gnomes?
They live in
That I can.
town,
Hmm.
so Common definitely, Gnomish definitely. What other no languages does it say gnomes can learn according to the book?
Small burrowing mammal.
Oh,
I would say take small burrowing mammal and Dwarvish.
yes. Can I?
Small
Yeah,
bird.
they can just take that, can't they?
Yeah, you can.
Yes.
Take that.
Definitely as a gnome, it would be much more likely for you to learn Halfling and Dwarven, just because the sub races stick together a little bit more closely.
Could I have learned both of them?
Yes,
Awesome. That's
you
all
do
my
work at the
languages.
tavern. A lot of people come in and out. It'd be very easy to learn Dwarven just by overhearing conversations and practicing alone, and then trying to talk with customers and getting cursed at. Your Dwarven and Halfling cursing is going to be really good.
Yeah.
Enunciation and pronunciation's on point.
I think
I
they just call that Dwarven.
Dwarven.
I have a story about small burrowing mammals if anyone wants to know. It's about a player.
Absolutely. I love small
Yeah.
burrowing animals.
Yeah. He was in a battle. I like big battles, and he was in a big battle. However, before the battle, he's a gnome. He's so silly. He's the longest lived character I've ever had, but he's so silly. Before the battle, he found a burrow of badgers, and he just felt like asking them for aid in the battle. I secretly rolled his charisma, and he got a 20. And so that next day, as the battle was raging, he saw across the way a massive, like 14 badgers, I think, ripping apart a company of troops. And the opposing army actually brought trolls, and they ended up completely decimating one.
Nice.
It was
Interesting.
I had a badger rip off a troll's arm in a campaign. Yeah.
Nice.
it's incredible.
What kind of fucking
Bad-
badgers are these?
Well, I guess what we've learned here is when we see badgers in the woods,
Run.
Avoid
Run!
them.
Or get them
Or
on
I
your
could-
side. You know.
I could talk to them. Remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
We need a legion
Yes.
of badgers to help soak all our 11 HP up.
See, that's where I need to make my charisma checks with the badgers.
Oh no! See, I've got 17 charisma, so I can have up to 6 henchmen. I think. Something
Yeah.
ridiculous like that. And I had. Oh no! I can have up to 10 henchmen with a loyalty base of +6.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Yeah.
We just need to
So-
hire the whole town to
Yeah,
fight.
lots
for us.
of meat shields to make up for terrible rolls.
Okay. So
Neat.
we have money rolled out. We're buying equipment, and are you sure in your selection of Chiss there, Sean? As your god, the goddess of beauty?
I think so. It seems fine. I mean, he's 20. He's reasonably young. He's still got that. He's still got that attraction going for him.
Okay.
Are we live again now, Neil?
We are live, yes.
Cool.
Okay.
So I'm deciding on armor for myself, and I guess being the ranged fighter, I'm probably going to go with studded leather. Sound cool?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone.
Did I send you the document with the availabilities?
Oh,
For
I
equipment?
think you did. Yeah.
You sent it to us via email. I have it up.
Okay. Let me find it for you. So. Where did I hide all of this stuff? Character creation restrictions. There we go. Link is in Discord.
Are we using the base weapon weights in the player's handbooks, where it's like this one-handed weapon weighs 12 pounds?
Yes. I know some of those things may not make a ton of sense, but we're playing second edition by the books.
Fair enough.
We're going to embrace all of its flaws and all of its wonders,
Fair enough.
including charm person being a
stuff.
first level spell.
Is available. Yay.
I think in that case.
What about bows? Would bows be easily enough to get? Easy enough?
Yeah. I was just listing sword restrictions, but there are Fletchers in town, so you
Fantastic.
can easily get yourself some bows.
How much are we talking about for like fine clothes? A well-tailored suit, for example.
Let's see. A common robe is 9 silver, and an embroidered robe is 20 gold. So if you want like nice fancy clothes, you're gonna want to chip out on the order of like 20 gold for like a nice fancy robe. But if you want trousers and a shirt, I'd go closer to like 40 gold, maybe 50.
Are we doing the same thing where we're buying extra pairs of clothes or nice clothes, but we just start with what we're wearing?
Yeah, everyone starts with one set of clothes and a backpack, and like
Beautiful.
a belt pouch with some money in it.
I don't have to pay for my spell book, right?
No, you don't have to pay for your spell book. That's also true. Which is thank God, because otherwise it's 50 GP per page of a
Yeah.
Wait, what?
yes.
Are these like magical flame retardant pages?
Yes, actually. Well, they're not magical, but they are carefully made and laminated and coated with all these things and wrapped in the heaviest
Make
of
sure the
leather.
spellbook doesn't burn in like a horrible.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes more sense then.
Are we rolling for handedness?
You may pick your handedness. You may not pick ambidextrous.
Obviously. Yeah. Okay.
Were there a ranger in the party, they would be ambidextrous.
So just clear something up. I'm pretty sure clerics can do this, but I can use a morning star, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna roll anyway.
Because that's better than a footman's mace.
I'm right-handed.
Actually, a morning star is a piercing weapon, isn't it?
It's a blunt weapon or a piercing weapon. They don't really
Yeah, that
specify
does break the draw blood restriction.
Is it draw blood, or do they have a specific list of weapons? Is what I'm trying to remember.
It says Morningstar's bludgeoning in the
It says
PHP.
B/P.
Oh, really?
Yes. I mean, a morning star's got the spikes on them. You know,
Mm-hmm. True.
definitely blood drawing. Let's take a look at the priest section.
There's nothing specific about like shedding of blood. It's all based on the god. What do you think that they would allow this person to do?
They can wear armor of any type and use any shield. Standard clerics, being reluctant to shed blood or spread violence, are allowed only to use blunt bludgeoning weapons. However, you are a cleric of a specific mythi. So if you can give me an
what's my
argument for Chiss having a looser or broader restriction of weapons, you can make your argument now.
Well, I'm wondering sorry. So there's different sort of so she's like the goddess of beauty, right? But there's no beauty listed in the player's handbook.
Mm-hmm.
What would exactly be like that whole doctrine that I'm following?
That's a good question. What does the goddess of beauty... Well, you know, this lore isn't quite written out yet, so I think you're going to help define this religion for all further players that will play it.
Okay. I'm pretty sure I'm making sure I have the name right here. But the only other sort of writing I've known about with the goddess of beauty was from Dark Souls, which had, I think it was named Fina, who was the goddess of beauty.
Mm-hmm.
God, what was it? And the issue with all of her followers were more that they all like they competed for her love, and they basically go around killing people.
For
it was,
her
yeah,
love?
it was a really brutal cult. But no, oh god, I'm not sure what I would do.
I think the goddess of beauty probably wants to preserve those things that are beautiful and destroy those things that are ugly in the world. Or, you know,
Okay.
remove them. So if you
feel like-
if you consider this town that you're starting in to be a beautiful place, and there are some monsters that are threatening your town, it would make a lot of sense for you to try and stop that. And, you know,
Yeah, so what I would say then is that my character would not, like, I would have to sort of try to avoid killing those that I don't deem worthy of killing. Like, I'd have to try and find the non-violent resolution of problems wherever possible, try and, like, bring out the beauty in the world.
mm-hmm.
But when I come to things that I need to kill, there's, like, no restrictions. Pull out a sword, pull out whatever. They're, you know, ugly, disgusting monstrosities. Get rid of them. So I'd say that there would have to be some sort of, like,
Let's do beauty and grace. So that you have to pick weapons that are graceful. So I would say actually no bludgeoning weapons.
okay, so I could use, like, a sword, a nice, graceful sword.
Yeah, not a two-handed sword though. Something elegant.
I'm looking to see if there's, like, I don't think they have a rapier in the base game.
They don't? Oh, they don't. That's right.
Okay, we could do short sword or scimitar.
scimitar. There's no gross messer? No.
Scimitar's nice. That's D8. That's respectable damage.
Yeah. Where's the, hold on, what else is there? What's a Khopesh?
We're not. That is not accessible in this.
Oh, that's right.
It's
There's
badass is what it is.
Oh, it is badass.
Best weapon.
It's not badass.
Oh.
Got 9 speed, man.
A Khopesh is a poorly made ancient Egyptian weapon that's really fucking heavy.
Yeah, it's a terrible weapon in real life.
Yeah.
It doesn't work well at all.
People
fair,
stopped
it
using it.
was-
thousands
It was
of
awesome when I used it.
It's a pretty bad weapon in the game too. Like the damage isn't very good.
Yeah, no, it's really bad.
Yeah.
Its only advantage is in the description. It does say you can hook weapons. It doesn't give you a good mechanical rule for it,
Oh,
but
yeah.
the description does say you can hook weapons with it.
Yeah, it's like the parrying dagger and the God, what was it? It was like the partisan. The partisan has rules for trapping weapons too, but they give no explanation for how to do it.
Isn't it lovely?
Yeah. So what I don't understand is why the scimitar does less damage to large creatures than a longsword does.
Because
you
the
would think
scimitar is nice and curved, and that longsword has that wonderful like stabbing power, or that sheer just like. I don't know. The damages are a little bit weird, but a longsword is generally a bigger, more
Yeah.
deadly weapon.
I could see like I could understand not using a broadsword, right? That's more like that's more of a military grade weapon. It's like something you would see a knight carry at his side, and when he's not using like a bigger
Yeah.
pole arm or axe or something. But like, would a longsword work, or would I have to stick with the scimitar? I feel like a longsword would be more graceful than a scimitar, considering that's a weapon that you can like stab with and have an actual like stabbing tip.
I guess in game mechanics they have the same speed and the same weight. But scimitars are curved, right?
Yeah, but they're like ugly curved, aren't they? They're like the really fat ones.
No, scimitars are wonderful. They have that. The scimitars are much more graceful weapons because you have to slash and move in, nice
true.
smooth patterns. When you stab, it's always like an abrupt end to a stab. A slash can continue in a motion that never really ends. Stabbing and bludgeoning come to sudden stops, which are not very elegant.
I mean, rapiers are pretty elegant, but it's true.
That's true, but they're a little
Also,
bit lighter
yeah,
and
cutlass,
faster.
but there's no cutlass. Wait, do we even have scimitars in the list of items that we
You
can
do.
buy? Okay, I guess I'll go with the scimitar then. I feel like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. And fighter. You are a ranged fighter. Does that mean you're specializing in bows?
With no weapon proficiencies, how would that work? Do I just pick something?
You
to
pick
specialize
a
in?
weapon to specialize in.
Oh, cool. And I get the books, the bonuses for
The
that.
+1 to hit, +2 to damage for melee weapons. For bows at 30 feet or less, you get +2 to damage. No, +2 to hit.
And if you're already
Don't
aimed
think
and an
so.
enemy comes, you get first hit, right?
Yes.
Oh, really? That's pretty good. Yeah, I will definitely do that on my short bow.
Yes.
I'm gonna have. Yeah, would there be any reason I couldn't have a short sword and shield beside that?
Only financially.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And I'll have that, but I will mainly use the bow,
Cool.
and I will specialize in that.
Okay. How are we all doing for other stuff?
Bag of flour, Neil.
Do you
What
want
would a big bag of flour be?
How much would it cost?
How much would it cost? How much would it weigh? I don't see under household provisioning. I don't see flour.
How much flour do you want? Because I would say
I don't know. Like
flour
you
and
would
rice
buy like
are.
a pound bag of flour, right, at the store, big old square thing. I'm thinking something like that.
Would you say rice and flour are roughly the same cost per weight, or maybe flour is a little bit more expensive per pound?
I
'Cause
don't
it does
really
need to
know.
be milled. So we'll say
Yeah, I'd say-
flour is twice the price of rice.
Twice the price of rice.
Does that make
Okay.
sense?
So it'd be 4 silver per pound.
Yeah.
That works for me.
I've spent 97 of my starting gold, so I have 3 left. Do as I will. One question. So there's no specific rule about rations in the player's handbook?
Correct.
So are we going to have to worry about that, or is it just going to be kind of the thing where it's like we assume that we stock for normal journeys and maybe just worry about it if we take like a really long excursion into the wilderness or something?
There's prices for standard and iron rations. A standard ration is a little bit cheaper, but it weighs more and it goes bad more quickly. Iron rations weigh less, cost more, but don't go bad as quickly. So basically, think of iron rations as like freeze-dried food. So what?
Yeah.
I only see dry rations in the player's handbook.
Oh, there's also dry rations. I missed that. Below that, below raisins.
Raisins don't get bad.
I don't see that in the player's handbook. I get dry rations, eggs, figs, firewood, herbs, nuts, raisins, rice, salt, salted herring.
Interesting.
Spice,
My version of the
and
player's
then
handbook has rations in between raisins and rice.
So does mine. I have rations standard and rations iron, and that's it.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're
printer
going
do
to
you have?
use the ones that have standard and iron. And I'm going
Sounds
to
good.
try and find out what
What print of the player's handbook do you have? I have
That's
the
what
new...
I'm checking.
I have the green one.
Oh yeah, we have the new one.
The old one.
Oh, you guys
Yeah.
have the pre-revised edition.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
The fun part about this revised edition is they corrected some incorrect tables in the old version, but they corrected them wrong, so they're still incorrect.
Sounds about right.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, it says a quarterstaff is free. It's
Yes.
just a piece of wood, right? But I don't want just a piece of wood. I want like an actual staff.
That's fine. I mean,
So-
you can have found a branch that was the right size and then carved it into a nice staff in your time. So you
Okay.
can get a more or less plank of wood that will work as a quarterstaff. But if you want to add things to it, like maybe a copper base or some sort of embellishments to it, describe the embellishments you want and we'll work out a price together.
Alrighty, guys. So I rolled really high on GP, and because I'm a thief, I don't spend a ton on armor. So I've been filling out a bunch of stuff. I want someone to shout at me if I've overlooked some piece of equipment that they think I should pack for us.
Mm-hmm.
I have, along with my fighting and thieves' picks. Okay, I have hempen rope. I have 2 flasks of oil and a lantern. I have pittons and a hammer. I have chalk, bag of flour, wineskin, and a tent.
Okay.
Anything we're missing?
Flint and steel.
Yeah.
Flint and steel. That's a good job.
You also need Are we gonna have somebody carry an axe to like actually collect proper firewood, or are we just gonna like find scraps of wood in the forest and burn those?
Well, I mean, I got a sword. That'll work.
a sword.
Don't look at me.
We.
I didn't buy any of that because I was trying to get armor in the hopes that somebody would be able to stand in the front.
Right. That's why I'm the thief, right? I don't buy a lot of armor, and I rolled high on gold, so I'm packing up on all this stuff.
Yeah, so I've bought mail, a medium shield, and a scimitar, and I have 3 gold left. What do you think I should buy?
I think you should give everything back to the church.
I feel like ration. So when we're in town, can we assume that we like do work that keeps us like fed and stuff?
Maybe. It
'Cause, like, I'm
depends on
leading the
what your
temple, right?
backstory works out to be. For example,
I'm-
you're part of the church. You have a home. You own a temple. You have a bedroom in there.
Right.
So you're set. You don't have to worry about shit.
Okay.
The rest of these fools have to find a way to make a living somehow. Like the gnome might be able to, depending on how you end up with your parents, they may be happy to put you up, but you got to like do dishes and or go do the brewing, and in your free
Oh,
time
yeah.
between brewing, you can do other things.
I'm sure.
The other two,
Do I
Nick
not-
and Greg, we're gonna have to figure out what it is that you do for a living, and then
I
Why not
think
live with
I'm
Rohan?
kind of a layabout. I think I spend my time conning people, picking a pocket here and there, but I just do odd jobs. I've kind of come to town and become a layabout. Fairly recently, not I've been here for a month, maybe, just doing odds and ends, but I haven't really established a like merchant or anything. I think I came from some kind of peasant family out in the surrounding area, and my family were hunters, trappers. They'd bring in furs, meats, things like that into the city, and I didn't like that at all. I think I'm an inherently somewhat greedy character that decided to leave that life, and I think I needed to. The city life suits me more. I like eating fine foods and sleeping in beds and things like that. And my skills I learned sneaking around as a hunter trapper type of person. I've applied towards thievery, and I may have bumped into a thief or something that taught me the finer points of it, and have been moseying my way around town, eating, drinking, and just stealing off of people.
Nice.
I think that's the way I'm leaning.
Cool.
Do I start with the holy symbol?
No, you should buy that.
Okay. Where is that in the list?
Holy item, holy symbol, 25 GP.
What?
Holy item, symbol, water, etc., 25 GP.
Where is this?
Page
What costs
91,
possible, right?
miscellaneous equipment.
Oh. Just putting a dent in my finance.
Maybe you can lend some money from the rogue.
Is there a rule about no? I know it says the clerics can't share their money with people, but maybe other people can share their money with one another?
I mean, here's what I'm thinking. Either that, or I could get, Oh no. Where is it? Oh god.
All right.
Oh no.
Okay, I will not have a shield.
Yeah, guys, I think we either need to do that, or the best armor I can wear is leather.
Yeah, I can give you money. I don't have anything to spend it on. I don't see my character having a whole lot of random money just lying around.
It could be like donations over time that I've collected in a way.
Yeah, I probably make up for the fact that I can't talk to people by actually donating to the church.
And I feel like buying a holy symbol would be a pretty reasonable way to spend church funds. So it would let me cast spells that would help patrons.
Yeah, I mean the church funds that you collect, you use some of them to oversee your church, of course, but you are overseen by the higher ups in the church. So
Yeah. So I mean, I wouldn't go around like buying weapons and stuff, but I could see a holy symbol being reasonable.
yeah. Nick, you were
So you're-
asking
you're
if
okay with-
you.
sorry.
Go ahead. Sorry, let's finish up this thing.
So you were cool with giving me 25 gold?
Who? Me?
Whoever was offering to donate.
I can donate. Yeah, most definitely. I don't have anything else to spend it on. Yeah, you
Okay,
need
cool.
25 exactly.
Yeah, that's how much it costs, and
Yeah,
I
I
can
got
just spend the rest on rations.
I gotcha.
Um,
Yeah, I have 60 gold just lying around, so you can have 25.
So
I have 27 then, so I can get iron rations.
Yes, you can have 26.
Nick, you were asking if you lived with Rohana, the diviner. She runs her shop in town.
Yep.
How did you come about becoming her apprentice?
Well, I was just thinking about that, and given my navigation proficiency, I think maybe my father is some sort of merchant that's based in this town, and
Okay.
he's away a lot of the time. So I think my character's relatively wealthy growing up, and then because my father was going away all the time, maybe I was put with Rohana to sort of like look after me and train me in his absence.
Okay.
So maybe I'd live at my father's house while he's
Sure.
away.
Can we get some ages for you guys as well as soon as you come up with the information? No pressure right now.
Yeah, I'm 21.
22. Oh, for my name, can somebody come up with like a good cleric pun? Because the best I've come up with is Hilary Duff.
A cleric pun.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
No, that's pretty good actually.
Nick, is your father the captain of a ship or a sailor on a ship? What is
The
the
captain.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you
He's
are
the-
from the merchant class then.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're actually fairly well-to-do in town. You're not quite a noble, but you're just south of that.
Okay, cool. So I wanted to have fancy clothes, right? So I figured that I couldn't afford. You said 50 gold for a tailored suit.
Yeah, for like a really nice tailored suit would be 50.
How much gold would you need for it?
I mean, that would be all of my gold. I don't actually have that much more else to buy. But I'm thinking maybe I've just got like a fine embroidered robe, and then just like over traveling clothes and like my stuff.
My dude's got simple stuff. I can lend money to anyone.
Okay. Yeah, the embroidered robe is only the 20 GP.
Yeah, so I've still got 27 gold left
yeah.
after buying my dagger, sling, staff. Yeah. Torch.
Could I actually, yeah, I will totally pay for this. Could I say that I just like take around with me the best ale I've ever brewed?
How do you
The best
take it?
barrel.
Like you just carry a barrel on your back?
No, not barrel, like a flagon, a flask, whatever people carry. What's the
Wineskin?
Water skin? Wineskin, yeah, like a decent sized wineskin.
Sure. I think a wineskin costs like 7 silver or something. Just buy the wineskin and then you can fill it with your own ale.
Sweet, yeah, 8 silver. Okay, cool.
So do you just not drink it? You just like carry it around as good luck? Or...
No, I would like if I'd give it to people who are willing to drink it. Like most people probably are not because I'm annoying as hell. But anyone who is,
if you can convince someone to talk to you for long enough to actually sip it, they'll probably like you a bit more.
Yeah, exactly. It smooths things over.
Okay.
So
Does
I
anyone
think,
else have an age aside from Nick? I heard someone say like 23, but I missed it.
I'm 22.
Yes.
That's a requirement.
Right. Tripper or Greg? Do you have
I'm
any idea
thinking
of
on
your
that,
age yet?
Neil. I'll get back to you.
No worries, no pressure.
How old would my gnome guy be? Because
Starting ages for gnomes are about 60.
yeah.
According to the player's handbook, it's 60 plus 3d12.
Okay. Let me just roll that.
If you'd like, you know.
I would. Why not? Okay. He's been around.
81.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a family name in mind for my father, Neil?
No, since you are not a noble, you will not have a last name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're just
will
gonna
I,
do
as a cleric. It's nobles only. It's not like there's a cleric line of succession.
nobles only. Right.
Okay. So none of us would have it then. Would have a last name.
Right. You're all common folk.
Peasantry. Gotcha.
Oh man, I still wish I could have played that paladin.
I can't believe you rolled a paladin.
I know.
That's nuts.
It's like the one time I could have actually rolled it.
I almost okayed the paladins, but at the last moment, it would be weird for a paladin to be living in this town.
Yeah,
It just
living in
wouldn't-
the town and working with a bunch of commoners.
Yeah. If we
Also
were
be-
starting in a major city, I would okay a paladin, but starting off in a small town, keep it paladin free.
All right. I think I have an age.
How old are
I
you?
think I'm like 2 years older than like my 18th name day. So I'm like 20.
Mm-hmm.
I think on my 18th name day, I left the peasant like hunting, trapping farmstead, whatever we lived at out in the wilderness, and came to the city. And I think I've spent 2 years here. And I think that part of that time, I was just kind of wandering, unknown what I was going to do in the city, just knew I hated what my family did. I needed to be here. And I got attracted to the fine living a little bit. Whatever money was in my pocket was quickly gone, eating and drinking at the taverns and whatnot. And I fell in with a shady character that went through town. This is kind of like my mentor, teacher of thievery. And he kind of showed me the basics, taught me what to do. And then for the past couple of years, I've basically just been being the quiet thief of the city, stealing what I need in order to eat fairly well. And just basically I'm living at the different taverns and inns around. I think I've grown quite overweight during this period of time. Despite my like dexterity, I don't look it. And I think I think I've gotten a reputation around town a little bit. I think people call me something derogatory like croak, because maybe I look a little bit like a frog, overweight and kind of bleary-eyed. But I'm very good at thieving, and I've learned to use this to my advantage a little bit. people maybe don't expect me to be as nimble or as quick as I am.
And when people ask you what you do for a living and where it is that you seemingly get all this money from, bouncing around, living out of inns for 2 years, what do you tell them?
I think I'm fairly evasive about it. I tell them lots of different stories. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Sometimes I'm a brewer, sometimes I'm a hunter, sometimes I'm a merchant. The story always changes, and I think that's part of the unreliability of it. I don't think the same person could ask me like twice in the same night, they'd probably get 2 different answers.
Okay. But it would be, if you're just living in town, because the town's only 6,000 people, and you're staying from inn to inn and tavern to tavern, in 2 years, people would notice that you don't really do too much. So you would have there would be a bit of a mystery around you, probably.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, and I think that mystery would also come with a certain amount of distrust.
Sure.
Mysterious person from out in the sticks who comes to town and it doesn't really seem to do anything, but just kind of floats about. You're definitely a shady figure in town, I think would be the term.
I think that's okay. I'm okay with that.
Especially given everything started going missing once he got here.
Yeah.
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 And when you ask him what he does, he gives you a different story every week.
Who is your mentor? Do you have a name for him or her?
No.
Okay.
I don't have a name. Let me think on that for a second.
Come up with a name, and if they're still around, and if they're not, do you know where they've gone? Do you know why they've gone?
I think they've left. I think they went through town for some reason, but they went north. They were on their way to Thornwood, I think. Last I heard from them, but they just travel from place to place.
Okay. Cool.
At some point, Neil, I should roll for my spells.
Yes. Do you have the spells that you would like to roll for in mind?
Well, I've got the list, and I'll just go down it in order.
Let's do
right,
it.
until I've got
What is your
5.
chance to learn?
I think it's.
You're gonna go down in order?
75%. No, I'm just gonna reel them off one by one, starting with the one I want the most.
Oh, okay. I was like, wow, it is dedication.
What are you doing?
D100, right?
D100.
And I need to get under 75.
75 or under.
75 or under. Okay, I'm gonna start with sleep because I think that's the best one.
It's a good one.
God damn it! All right, get rid of sleep. Magic missile. What happens if I just don't roll any spells?
That will be interesting.
All right, we got
At least
magic
you
missile.
got the best spell in the game.
It's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And do make a note of the ones that you've tried to learn and failed, so that way we know you can't try them again until next level.
Yeah. Okay. Identify. Yep.
Nice.
Light.
Okay. Nice.
Hypnotism. Yep.
Wow. So you can get one more.
One more. Okay. What do we think? Hold portal or
Are
mending?
there any other OPCC spells besides sleep?
No. Hold portal or mending. Right, hold portal CC in a way. You can lock a door down. I could see that having some sort of out of like in-game use at some point.
Yeah, I feel like mending would be
Mending.
useful in town, and then hold portal would keep us alive, and we have like 11 HP total, so we might want to.
I think hold portal, yeah. Like if there's a bear in a cave or something, maybe we can just.
Yeah, buy some time at least.
Yeah, all right. I'm gonna go for
Double
hold portal
ballista.
next. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Very good.
So missed out on sleep, which is a shame, but that's all right.
Sean, you don't happen to have a name for your character yet. You were coming up with some cleric puns, right?
And I think I might just go with healery duff. I mean, if somebody comes up with something better, I'll take it. But
Let's crowdsource some of that to chat. Chat, do you have any good cleric puns? Could definitely.
I'll just. This is where I sort of introduce my character.
Sure.
So I'll skip over the name for now while we wait on that. So my guy is a 22-year-old cleric. He runs a small temple in town. He's in service to the the goddess Chiss, who is the goddess of beauty. So when he was growing up, he was a stonemason, and I feel like a lot of his spare time now, when he's not like running the temple, and oh, sorry, I got my name, Van Helsing.
Van
Very good.
Helsing.
Yeah, I saw it. That was a yes. Anyways, So I feel like with his background as stonemason, he worked sort of kind of keeping the town in repair for a long time through his childhood. And now whenever he has like spare time and he's not giving sermons or running the temple, he kind of goes around town and helps out with sort of keeping everything in line. He tries to like keep the town in like really good repair, all the stone buildings looking really elaborate and nice and just like well maintained. Like he wants the town to look nice and he tries to help people out in that way.
It's great.
Yeah. What else? Let's see here. I bought mail, a medium shield, a scimitar, a holy symbol, and some rations, and that is all of my money. So I did not give anything back to the church.
Are
Very
you
good.
right or left-handed?
Let's go with right-handed.
Okay.
I feel like that's the more advantageous one.
And Chiss is a chaotic good god, so
Okay.
pick an alignment close to that, preferably chaotic good.
Okay, so neutral good and chaotic good would be really the only ones you could do there.
Yeah. Or maybe chaotic neutral.
Okay.
Do you have a preference?
I feel like for the goddess of beauty, like I feel like he's more neutral good. Like he tries to sort of work within the law, but if it sort of gets in the way of his morals and what he considers to be like right and beautiful in the world, he'll kind of just say screw that, go what he feels is right.
And do you have a height and weight in mind?
He's 6 feet tall. He's probably pretty buff with that, so maybe like 190 pounds, 190, 200.
Call
'Cause
it
he's got 16 strength.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's go 200 pounds.
And Nick, do you have a character name yet?
I'm not going to go for a punt. So I was thinking Malachi.
Malachi. How do you spell
Mal.
Malachi?
Malakai.
Okay.
People are saying lay on hands also.
Leon Hans. That's pretty good as well. Better for a paladin.
Leon Hans. That is good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah.
That is great.
Oh,
Nick,
no. What do you guys think?
Have an
Van
alignment.
Helsing or Leon Hans?
Well, Leon
I don't
Hans is
think
a
it's
paladin.
I think it's a win-win situation. You can't lose either way.
All right, let's go with I think we'll just stick with Van Helsing. I already said that was the thing.
Oh, Van Helsing. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And since there's no last name, I'm taking it that's like a hyphenated first name, or
Oh, I can't have a last name?
it's a noble thing. If you had a last name, it would mean you're of a noble family.
Sure, there's a hyphen.
Cool.
That works.
That's fine.
How does a family become noble?
You're born noble.
Appointment by the
Granted
king.
by the king, yeah.
Yeah. Difficult to do.
Oh, I have a name for my mentor. He was called Abbot Two Toes.
Abbot Two Toes.
Yes, he poses as clergyman on his way through.
Ah, okay. Very nice.
I think I'm pretty much done.
Nick, do you have a height and weight in mind?
Yeah, 6'1".
Oh my.
Well, you said we could choose our own attractiveness, so I think I
course.
want him to be relatively high attractiveness. Good birth, sort of good family stock. High cheekbones and that. So yeah, 6'1". I'm not very strong, so I think maybe just like lean, rather than muscular.
So like 170, 180? I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
let's say 175.
75, okay. Alignment?
So, I think neutral in terms of good and evil, but in terms of lawful to chaotic, I think I've kind of got this opinion that everyone should adhere to the social hierarchy, meaning that most people in the town should look up to me because I'm from a merchant family.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that's lawful,
Yeah.
because but in another way, I feel like I can do what I want to those other people because. They're
Well,
below
you
me.
happen to live in a world where the people in
Yeah.
power get to do what they want, you know?
So lawful neutral then.
Lawful neutral, okay.
Yeah.
And you already gave me your age, right? You are 21.
21. Yeah.
And you are right or left-handed?
Right.
Okay. Just making my notes here. And you started with 4 HP, didn't you?
That's right. the most HP in them.
Mm-hmm.
I intend to be the one least hit as well, so you guys are all dead.
You will probably be the last guy alive,
Yeah,
just statistically.
that's the way it usually goes with wizards.
Well, 'cause they try to avoid all the combat, and then everybody else gets killed.
Yeah.
Terripper, do you have a character name in mind yet?
I do. He is going to be Corny. Corni.
You bastard.
Is that a good gnome name? I don't know.
That's a great gnome name.
Awesome. Awesome.
How tall are you, Mr. Gnome?
I am 3'4". Yeah, that's within the roll range. He's not particularly buff, but he's definitely on the heavy side. He's pretty stout.
Okay. Starting
Yeah.
weight for male gnomes, you're male, right?
Yeah.
Is 72 plus 5d4, so somewhere in there. What do you think?
Probably 88 pounds. Let's go. It's 4 pounds below max. No. It's pretty stocky.
Okay. Yeah, you're pretty tall for a gnome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
88 pounds.
Male character alignment.
I'm thinking either true neutral or chaotic neutral, or maybe neutral good. I'm not completely sure yet
It's
because
about a third of the
guy,
chart.
huh?
Nothing. Keep going.
Okay. Because I guess he wants to interact with people, but they don't really want to interact with him generally. So I guess he's probably a little bit disenchanted. But no, yeah, he wants to keep trying. He's neutral good. Yeah.
Okay.
He likes people. It's just they generally don't like him.
And handedness.
He's gonna be right.
Okay. Let me just fill out the rest of these little thingies here. 10.
Bill, could I ask a request?
Yes.
Right, so given I've got high intelligence, that gives me 6 languages. Now, traditionally, you can swap languages out for proficiencies, right? 6 languages is a lot of languages. So maybe I could give up some of those languages to have a second secondary skill.
Did you have something
Just-
in mind that works with your backstory?
Yeah.
What skill?
Limner / painter, so map making and appraisal of art objects. So I think that's maybe just something that Malachi does in his spare time, is like seek out relics and sort of rare artifacts and just sort of appraises them and appreciates their value.
So if you were doing that, when would you? So your dad dumped you with this person to learn magic. So would you actually have the navigator proficiency as well?
So I think that when I was growing up, before I was old enough to be the apprentice of Rohanna, my dad took some time away from the merchanting. So for those first early years of my life, he kind of taught me how to read maps and how to navigate and things like that. Then when all the money ran out when I was about 14, he was like, "Look, son, I'm going to have to go back on the seas." So he left, put me with Rohanna, who maybe he was like friends with in the town. Maybe he worked with her before she got leprosy, before I was born. Left me with her. She taught me magic. And then in my spare time, I learned to draw my own maps and seek out objects.
Sure, but then you only speak common.
That would get rid of all of my languages.
Yeah, that's the trade-off. You can speak common and also have the map making as a proficiency.
Well, no, I don't know.
Yes. Also,
think we-
do you not have any other family? Are you an only child to a single parent?
Yeah, I think maybe I was the result of a seaside encounter with some wench in some town somewhere,
Ah,
and my father took the baby.
came
Took
back
it
for you.
Settled down in a town, yeah.
Okay.
So I don't have any other family, but Rohanna is almost like family to me, I suppose,
Okay.
despite our physical differences.
Nice.
One thing I forgot to mention, my guy speaks Common and Dwarvish, but I feel like he's kind of like, he wants to know all that's like beautiful and stuff like that in the world. So I figure he's probably trying to learn about the other cultures in town. Could I put down like rudimentary halfling and have him like actively try to sort of cement the halfling language?
Yes.
Okay, I will do that then.
What other languages would make sense for me to know, Neil? apart from Common?
Well, Dwarven and Halfling are the other two languages that are frequently spoken in town. There's only population's 1% Halfling, so there's not quite a lot of that going on.
Yeah.
The Dwarves are most of the miners and most of the smiths in town. About half of the smiths in town, actually. So it's very common to interact with them. They tend to be at bars and taverns quite frequently and are rowdy and loud, even if they are fairly small.
So I think maybe I actually do give up my languages. Maybe I see the Dwarven and Halfling languages as below me anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll do that. And I'll take those extra secondary proficiencies.
All right, we're coming
Not
back around to
making
you again, Greg. Have you found a name yet? No pressure if you haven't.
I think that I've kind of adopted the Croak moniker that people give me. I'll just introduce myself as that. I didn't really care for my family name, so I'm going to become Croak the First.
Nice.
Croak the first. I like it.
Okay, and how tall are you? Height and weight?
I think I'm about 5'10", about average size for a human. Maybe a little on the short side. And I'm heavy now. I like 210, 215.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your male.
Spotted.
Alignment?
Alignment self-interested.
That would be lawful evil or neutral evil.
Am I evil? Am I an evil character?
I don't
chaotic
know.
neutral.
It's your call to make, but
I don't know if I'm so much evil as just looking out for myself. I view laws as things that don't apply to me, but when I can use them in my favor, then I totally will. And in terms of good or evil, like it's good if it helps me, and it's totally evil if it's not.
That sounds like a neutral evil character to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then neutral evil it is.
Okay. Age, we already have for you, actually. You're 20, and you are right or left-handed?
Right.
Okay. And
Some people in the chat are mentioning would like chaotic neutral or true neutral also work for his character? Like self-interested, but not necessarily trying to do it off the backs of others, just whatever happens to work in the moment.
I would be okay with that. I don't know.
Well, there's a lot of arguments to be made here. Alignment is not a concrete concept. I have always thought of good and evil as the difference between wanting to help others and wanting to help yourself. And a true neutral person doesn't really care for others or for self. Their interest lies elsewhere. But if you are not self-centered, but I guess self-centered, like if you're working for self-gains, for self-benefit, and you don't care if you screw over other people in the process, that to me sounds like an evil person. And if you are out there trying to promote good and trying to help other people actively, that sounds like a good person. I think most people would probably fall in the range of neutral. Like most real-life humans would be fairly neutral-oriented. But
So you're saying evil isn't actively evil, it's more just extremely self-interested without care of consequences that affect others.
I think that most forms of evil are actually a form of self-interest without caring for other things. And then you definitely do have people who actively just want to watch the world burn, and that is that's a whole nother level of evil.
So I think maybe then actually I'm sort of lawful neutral / evil, moving towards it as I get older and more cynical.
Okay.
Or maybe leave it for neutral for now.
So you're somewhere in the neutral to evil border.
Yeah. Definitely self-interested.
Okay.
I think with everything you said, I think my guy's actually going to be true neutral then, because he doesn't necessarily care what people think of him. He's just trying to make his way in life, more or less, trying to do something and get people to recognize him,
Okay.
that sort of thing.
I kind of feel sorry for your character. Seems like quite a sad soul.
Yeah, he's
Really
a nice
bad
guy. It's
soul.
just
Yeah.
no one can tolerate him.
Why do you have to rhyme?
It's extreme form of autism, I think.
It's not my fault I have to rhyme. My mother told me it'd go away with time.
Okay, so who am I changing? I'm changing corny to true neutral, and I'm
Yes.
changing Nick is still saying, or no, not Nick. Malachi is staying lawful neutral for the time being, but might slip
Yeah.
into lawful evil later. Okay.
I guess it depends on what happens in the game.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, have you all bought your equipment? Are you all set with that?
I have 30 gold pieces just sitting here to
I
be
did
used,
too.
but
Yeah,
I've
I've
kind
got
of
gold.
bought everything I think that I want, and I can't carry anything else. I will be getting in the bad side of encumbrance at that point. Does any one of you want me to have nicked something from your character that you might need?
No. You said we get a backpack and clothing for free, like normal
Yes.
clothing.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And clothing's always 5 pounds.
Clothing and backpack together weigh 5 pounds.
Thank goodness. All right. I am nearing encumbrance. Am I
Got-
already encumbered? Oh god.
Let's keep the gold actually.
I'm actually at my weight limit. Okay.
Nice.
That's nice. Maybe I need to get lighter armor.
Let's see. Yes, I'm putting in your spell spheres right now so that you
Yeah, fuck
have
it.
access to
Make
all
it
your
more basic.
spells. If you'll give me just a moment.
Gonna die anyway, might as well die at full speed.
Such a wonderful outlook on life.
Hey, everyone's gotta die, but I'd rather die running faster than everyone else. Despite the fact that I run slower than everyone else by default.
Oh yeah.
Yeah! I've
Oh.
got six movement speed. I don't want to have 4.
Does it really work that way? Like people half as tall are gonna
So-
move half as fast?
It's in 2E. Yeah.
Yeah,
In
that's how it
in,
works.
in
here.
5E it makes a bit more sense, but in this game
I think it makes sense. Like if your legs are half as big, then
yeah. It's true. Mechanically it should be that way. Yeah, fuck it. I'll wear leather.
are you wanting us to read out all of our equipment now?
You don't. Yeah, I mean, it's good for you guys to know what you've got. Do it. Go
Might
ahead.
as well.
Yeah, it can't
Sure.
hurt.
Do you want me to go?
Sure.
All right, I haven't got much, so I've got a fine embroidered robe that I wear over my normal clothes. I've got my staff that I carved myself, and then I've got a dagger, a sling, 20 bullets, my spell book, which I keep in my backpack, along with a couple of torches and some rations,
Nice.
bedroll, and that's everything.
Okay. Oh, that's anyone. Who else would like to read their gear?
Yeah, I'll actually I'm not 100% done yet. Someone else. Go ahead.
I can read you what I got. I have. Oh, let's get that character sheet out. I have darts, a broadsword, leather armor, thieves' picks, hemp rope, 2 flasks of oil, pittance, hood and lantern, chalk, wineskin, bag of flour, flint and steel, and a tent.
Nice. Ooh. You know what? Sean, I was going to give you a character sheet on Real Goblins that would auto-populate with your spells, but I just remembered that a lot of those spells got changed from one sphere to another in the expanded editions. So you're just going to have to keep a player's handbook copy
Okay, that's fine. I've
around for your
got
spells.
Yeah. That's fine.
Next person want to discuss their equipment?
I have just a question. No, this is not even a question. There's no such thing as a mobile brewing kit, is there?
Take an
not
engineering proficiency and make
No.
one.
Okay.
Google.
I could maybe. No. Carry on. Sorry. Shower thoughts.
Who else?
I'm
wants
sure
to
there
discuss
is one in the modern day, but no way.
Perhaps. Maybe. Sean, you want to give us your equipment list?
Oh, sure. Yeah. So my guy kind of just, he runs the temple. He lives at the church. He doesn't really have to carry too much on his own person. Most of what he has is for defending the faith whenever he is called to do so. He has mail armor, a medium shield, a scimitar, a holy symbol, and for when he needs to make an excursion out into the wilderness, he has iron rations for a week.
Fantastic. And
That is
Ripper.
everything.
How much do iron rations weigh? I'll just spend a bunch of money on those.
10 pounds for a week of food.
Food. And how much?
They are 5 gold for a week of food.
5 gold. All right, I'll probably just get a little less than that. I'll get like 5 days.
All right, well, let's hear your spells.
My spells.
Gear. Sorry.
Get spells? No. Yeah. I have leather armor. I have a short bow, short sword, 36 light arrows, a wineskin filled with my own wine, clothing and a backpack, flint and steel, 5 days of iron rations. I'll work out how much that weighs. Also, something else I'd want to buy that I don't know if I could just get out of the book. Could I buy like really rare or exotic brewing ingredients that I carry with me at all times?
I don't actually know enough about brewing, but isn't it pretty much just like hops and barley and
Yeah,
and
with
water?
some like additives that give it the different flavor, but mostly it's just the same thing. I mean, in D&D you can use like dragon's blood to make it taste better or something.
Sure, there can be some exotic items that you have bought from
have a lot of money.
Madrigal's. Is that her name? I've already forgotten her name. No, Rohana's shop. Madrigal's a god. Yeah, there's some interesting rare herbs that you can grind in to give everything a little bit of a different kick.
Neil, I can't find it in the book. A compass?
Ooh,
Oh,
compass
it's
is going to
bag with
be
heart?
expensive.
Yeah.
It's not in the book. But I would think a compass would probably go for like on the order of like 50 to 100 GP. I think. I'm
Alright.
not sure. Maybe
No
the
compass
5th
for
edition
me.
player's handbook has a compass price listed that we can just appropriate.
I can check if you'd like.
Could I just use the exotic spice price for brewing stuff?
Sure. What is the exotic spice price?
15 gold for a pound.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
Sweet.
Compass.
I don't find it in there either.
No, I.
Unless it's a tool.
I think the only compass they offer in this game is like it's a really cumbersome water-based compass. I don't think they offer you like a compact one.
Yeah, maybe it just didn't exist. I don't really know about the history of compasses. Compass.
Oh. Sounds like
Let me see. They
research
have-
project. Why don't we take our second break because we're just about here, and when we come back, we can figure out how you guys know each other and why it is you are hanging out together. Maybe give the story a little bit of sensibility to it. So we're gonna take another 5-minute break, guys, and we'll see you on the other side. Bye.